morning, sunshines. Not quite as sunshiny out there today, but that's okay. Today's practice, we have some lovely immune boosting inversions that we will be focusing and working on. Note about inversions, that does not always mean flipping yourself upside down or doing headstands or handstands. Inversions are anytime your head is lower than your heart. So forward fold, forward bends, those are considered inversions. So we will bring our lymph fluid, that nice clear fluid that runs through the body, picking up bacterial debris of sorts and bringing it back to the lymph nodes for cleansing. Works best with gravity, so we're gonna inverting, helping it bring itself into the head, into the upper body, and then back down, releasing any of that achiness it might pick up. So that's going to be part of our focus today. Before we begin, I have a little quote I would like to share with you from another fellow practitioner of yoga, so something to think about as we go forward. All right. Yoga is about an experience rather than an endpoint. Even the most advanced posture is built of krama, or stages of evolution. From simple to complex. Let's get ahead of myself here. Each krama contains the same physical and mental benefits for each unique level of practitioner. Your level will change up and down across days and across phases of life. In yoga, you are forced to meet yourself every day exactly where you are, and you try not to judge that place, wherever it might be. Yoga teaches process, not outcome. So we all know that I like to focus on the journey rather than the end point. So join me as we focus on the process. Let's get started. I do have some blocks and a strap with me today, so it might be handy to have some of those. We're going to get started with some nice upper body releasing, shoulder girdle opening movements. So you have your feet a comfortable distance apart. We're going to begin. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands together, press them overhead. Inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, back down. Inhale, rotate to the right. Exhale, back to center, and then to the left. Inhale, kick the hip out to the right. Exhale, return to center, and to the other side. Another, open the chest as we inhale. Exhale, bring the arms to the side. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, back to center and to the left. Inhale, nice hinge forward. Exhale, bring the hands overhead. Inhale, back to the side. And exhale. Inhale, bring it back up. And then exhale. Bring the palms behind us. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, back up. And exhale, release. Give a little shake out. All right, then we'll widen the feet a little bit. Grab a block if you have one, if you want to use it. Inhale, coming up on the toes. And on the exhale, chopping down to the right. Inhaling back up. And exhale, coming to the left. Keep the head and chest up as we're squatting and chopping. One more time to each side. And returning to center. All right. Let's separate the feet out a little bit wider, maybe. Toes can be angled out. Inhaling, squatting down. Pressing the block out, back in. Exhaling as we come up. It's important when we're going to do some inversions and spend a lot of time with our head below our heart to really warm up the body, the back side, the hips, the lower limbs. So not putting any unnecessary stress or tension on the system. Let's do one more. Set that aside. Walk the feet out even further. Then we're going to sink into the right hip and then into the left. It doesn't have to be a lot. If just a little is what's comfortable for you, then that's where you are and that's where you're starting, and that's perfectly fine. We all have different, unique levels, just like we're unique. So don't worry about what anybody else does or what they look like, because that's them and not you. You start to feel like you're warming up and stretching out a little bit more, and it's comfortable for you, you can get a little deeper into that. Only if it's comfortable. Come back to the right side now. We're going to hold it, whatever level is comfortable for you. And then we'll bring it over to the left side. Head up, chest up. Don't let yourself lean forward. If you feel like you have to do that, come back to center and rest. And back to center. All right, let's inhale the arms up. And on our exhale, we're going to dive on down. Bend the knees if it feels more comfortable for you right now. You can fold your arms here. Place your hands down. You can place your hands down with your fingertips in towards you. Whatever is comfortable and whatever is going to allow you to completely relax your head and your neck comfortably. You can even vary where you're at. That's okay too. Stages and progressions. Stages and progressions. Spending a little more time here so we can really allow gravity to work for us. If ever you get uncomfortable, it's too much, just pop back to where it is comfortable, take a break, and hop back into it as you're able. All right, let's take a little walk over to the right ankle. And over to the left. Back to the right. And one more time to the left. Return to center. We'll take a block or a couple blocks or 3 or 4 blocks, whatever you might have, whatever you might need. And we're going to place those blocks down in front of our face. Level out the back, level out the spine. Left hand down in front of the face. Inhale that right arm up. If it's not comfortable to have that right arm up, you can keep it at your side, opening the chest, belly button pull in. Think we're turning those lower ribs up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down. Reset yourself. Let's go to the other side. Return to center. Reset. We'll do each side. One more time. Inhale, opening, drawing those shoulder blades back and together. Release back to center. Reset. And to the left side. Try not to sink into that shoulder joint. Press down into the blocks, up and away. As with any pose when your hand is down, that's what we want to be thinking about. And return to center. This sets me up nicely for the next thing. We're going to take those feet, step back to plank. Again, not sinking into the shoulder. Press that floor away, press it away. We'll use the third law of physics, equal and opposite reaction. Let's take an inhale, moving to up dog. If you're not ready for up dog yet, you can stay right down here. Do a little cobra. Another exhale. Let's move to down dog. Probably the most known of inversions. You might not have even known it was an inversion, but now you do. On your next exhale, shift back to plank. Inhale here. And on the exhale, move back to down dog. We're going to do that moving with the breath. Inhaling in the pose and exhaling, transitioning nice and steady. Breathing deep with the diaphragm. And each time you're coming into down dog, try to get a little more out of it. Pressing back a little bit more. Each time presents an opportunity to witness change happening within. This next time we're in down dog, we're going to hold it there. Bend our left knee, press that right heel. Bend the right, press the left. Bend the left, press the right again. And one more time with the left. And pressing both. Let's look up. Walk our feet to our hands. Forward fold. You can do a little tail wag here. Stretch things out a little bit more. And nice and slowly, one little vertebrae at a time, roll it back up. Keep the chin and shoulders relaxed until the very end. All right, let's take one of our blocks. Yes. Squeeze it between the thighs, above the knees, not at the knees. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, pressing back to chair. We are going to be working up towards shoulder stand and plow today. If you are comfortable, of course. So we want to make sure that we're really warming up the back, as I mentioned earlier, for inversions. Inhaling back up. We have plenty of progressive inversions along the way before we get to those variations. Now we'll move with the breath. Inhaling up and exhaling back into the pose at your own perfect pace. Nice and steady. As your heart rate rises, as it maybe gets a little tougher, maintain control. Resist the urge to speed up. We're in no hurry. Even though at that point you might like it to be. We're going to hold chair pose when we get there again this time. And then we're going to take this a little bit further. We're going to add a little more movement into it. So we're inhaling up. This time on the exhale, we're going to hinge to our forward fold. Inhaling, nice hinge back up. And exhale, back to our chair. And keep cycling through that with the breath. Really making sure you have a good squeeze on the block as you hinge down to that forward fold. And this time as we come to forward fold, we're going to hold it there. You can bend and straighten the knees a little bit if you like, just to enhance the stretch a little bit more. That's okay. Raise your toes up, dorsiflex, or hinge on your heels if you want to. Explore the stretch a little bit. Each time you let out a nice big exhale, let that tension release and see how much more you can do. There's a difference between tension and tightness. When you hold tension in, it holds us back. Let it out. And we get a little more flexibility. Actually, it's just tension release. Let's place our hands on our hips. Draw the elbows back towards the ceiling so we're broadening the collarbones, opening the chest. Lead with the chest. As you come back to standing, nice and tall and aligned. That's nice. All right, we'll set that aside. Let's take a little step back into a crescent position or high lunge. From here, we're going to take our hands, place them behind our head, and we're going to, at the moment, tuck the chin a little bit and press your head into your palms. And we're going to open the chest, lift the head. Driving the hips forward. Elongating through the spine. And exhale, let's just come right down into a runner's pose. Find length from the crown of your head through to that back ankle. From here, we'll bring that left knee down. Flip the foot under if it's more comfortable that way. Twist to our right. Bring the palms together, pressing them together. Line those forearms up. My left elbow's outside my right knee. Twisting, opening. Now you can either keep it here or lift that back knee. Whichever is comfortable and feels appropriate for you right now. Please don't do more than what you're capable of doing today. Tomorrow could be a different story. Yesterday was a different story. It's just how it is. And we'll bring that knee back down. Release the hands. Bring it back to our runner's pose. Inhale up to crescent. And exhale. Bring it back to standing. Feel the energy release in that leg. That's nice. Let's do the same thing for the other side. All right, step it back. Find your center. Hands behind the head. Tucking the chin, elongating the neck. Pressing the head into the hands. Driving the hips forward. Inhale. And lift up. Broaden the collarbones. Open that chest. It's more comfortable here for you to have your knee down. You can do that as well. And exhale. Right down to our runner's pose. Find length here. And we'll bring that knee down. All of us, this is where we'll start. Press those palms, line up those forearms. Start our twist. And then from here, if you'd like, lengthen through that right knee. Let's bring that knee down. Release. Lift back to runner's pose, engaging those muscles again. Inhaling back up. And exhale, back to standing. Things are waking up now. All right. Okay, go back into our center. Right foot out, left foot in a little bit of an angle. Bring the shoulders out, arms relaxed. Hopefully they're a little more relaxed now. We've Relieve some tension in the shoulder girdle. Dipping down to our triangle. Now, if it's not comfortable to have your hand up, you can have it right at your side. That's totally fine. Remember, we want to be long from fingertip to fingertip. Chest open. You can have your hand, or your right hand on your shin, on the floor, on a block. Whatever's appropriate for you in the pose right now. And then if it's comfortable for you, we'll take it to extended triangle. So reach that left arm overhead, lengthening our left side body. Make sure that you're breathing into that space. Create that space there. As I like to say, getting your pelvis out of your armpit. The arm back up. Lifting back up. Bring the arms down. Grab opposite elbows, or grab your elbows. I guess you can't really grab the same side elbow. That wouldn't work so well, would it? And we're gonna, you can step in a little bit, adjust your stance if you need to. Line up our hips so we're directly facing forward. Leading with the chest, nice hinge forward. Not rounding here, not right now. We're keeping that right hip hugged in. You might have a tendency to want to wing it out. Sometimes the body resists hip flexion, or it doesn't really know how to flex the hips. So that's its form of compensation. Keep it hugged in. Keep that hip, knee, and ankle lined up together. You'll feel the stretch through the outside of the hip, coming down the side of the leg, into the calves, the shins, maybe even into your arch. I know I do. Let's bring it back up. Switch our feet. You can release your arms. Bring that stance out wide again. Of course, if you feel unstable with your heels lined up, step them out a little bit. We're not on a tightrope here, so keep yourself centered. Bring the arms up. Reaffirm shoulder relaxation. And dip down. And if it's comfortable, if you like, reach that right arm overhead for extended triangle. Bring the arm back up. Lift back to center. Arms down. Adjust your stance. Line up those hips. Grab your elbows. Excuse me, up nice and tall. Woo. Leading with the chest. Hinging forward. Nice and lined up here. Left hip hugged in. Inhale, lifting back up. Release. Bring it back to center. Do a little shakeout. Okay, then we're going to take our strap. And if you don't have one, you can use a towel, a rope, a string, or don't use one at all and just do the best you can with the modifications that we have. So we got it looped around the right foot, and what we're going to do is we're going to prepare that left hip to be our sole source of support. And first, bring that right knee up. Find our center here. Now you can progress along any of these progressions or stop wherever you feel comfortable, whatever suits you best. So do what, again, is appropriate for you. So we're here, we've got that pelvis locked into place. We're going to extend that right foot out. We are up tall, chest open, shoulders back. Pulling our toes back towards our shins to the best of our ability. And no, your toes will not touch your shins. That would be a pretty big problem if they did. Bring it back down. Ooh. A little reset. Bring the knee up. Again, find your center. Pelvis locked into place. Belly button in, up tall. Extend the foot out. And then if it's comfortable, woo, bring it out to the side. You might wobble a little bit. It's okay, clearly, because I do. Steady the mind, find your balance. Try to think of all the things we've got left to do and that are coming next. You don't have to think about that. Bring it back to center. And then down. All right, let's do the other side. A little left glute burn going on. Those muscles need some work apparently. And we'll do the same for the right side. Up tall. Get that right hip ready. Bring that left knee up. Lock that pelvis into place. Find your center. And extend that foot out. Collarbones broaden, chest open. Use this urge to come forward. Do that. Up tall. And release back down for a brief moment. Straps getting all tangled up. A little shake out if you need to. And then do our final one. Bring that knee up. Find your center. Press out. Find your center here. And then opening to the side. Breathe through the unsteadiness. Bring it back to center. And back down. Release. Isn't that nice? I can't believe how much time has gone by already and how much I'd still like to do. That's okay. All right, we're going to step the feet out a little wider than hip width. Have some tension in your strap. Bring it behind the head, elbows to the side. We're going to squat on down, pressing up, down, and back up. Stretching up, relax those back muscles. It's not about how far down into the squat you go. Do what is comfortable. You have to let go of the prideful and egotistical notions of, I can get there. I can do that. Well, maybe you can, but you're sacrificing something along the way. And I have to do that for myself sometimes too. I have to know when to back off. It's good. It's good to be able to do that. Let's get one more of these. Set that aside. All right, coming to the front of our mat again. Let's press our palms behind us. Get a little more chest opening in. So we inhale, opening the chest, driving our arms down behind us. Resist the urge to arch the back. Keep that tailbone lengthened down. This is tough for me because I'm very tight in the upper body and the shoulders. Big inhale. And on the exhale, hinge forward. Bring the arms away from the body. Release the arms. Give them a little shake. Step back to our plank. We're going to press right back to our down dog. Inhale the right foot up. Exhale it back down. And then the left one. And exhale that one back down. Right one goes back up. I'm going to relax that knee, opening the right hip, looking under our right armpit. Bring the hips to level. We're going to bring that right knee to our right wrist. Scoot the left foot back so we're leveling out our pelvis. If you need to place a block or a blanket under that right hip to keep you from collapsing onto it, please do that. Once you have your center here, you can take it forward as is comfortable into our pigeon. If you're really tight, relax into it. Do what's comfortable. Don't resist the stretch or else you'll be fighting a continuous battle. Just inhale, exhale, let the stretch happen. Permit your muscles to release and the tension to leave the body. Walk it back up. Give it a little extra lift here if it's comfortable. You can either keep it here, or if you would like, we're going to take our right hand, grab hold of that left foot. Allowing the hips to drop towards the floor. Not compressing in our lumbar vertebrae. And release. We'll step it right back to our down dog. And we'll bring that left foot up, bending the knee, opening that hip, looking under the left armpit. Bring the hips to center, and left knee to the left wrist. Scoot the right foot back. Level out the hips. Use a block or a blanket under the left hip if you need it. And then let's take it forward. And walk it back up. Get a little extra stretch. Now you can either keep it here, or we'll take this left hand, grab hold of right foot. And we'll release and bring it back to our down dog. Now you can keep it here if this is good enough for you, or if you'd like, you can take that left hand, place it outside your right shin, knee, thigh, wherever you can comfortably reach. Keeping nice alignment in our down dog. Pulling the belly in, looking under the right armpit. Resisting the urge to let that right hip wing out. Place the left hand, reset yourself, and then we'll switch and do the other side. Place that right hand, bend the knees down to the floor. Bring it to seated. All right, now we're going to do a little variation on cow face pose. Those of you that have practiced with me many times know how this goes, and you have that wonderful love-hate relationship with this. So I just took my right knee, this is my left knee. Bring it so it's right lined up with my left hip facing forward. I'm going to take the right one, do my best to stack it on top of the left one. I have my feet pushed outward in front of my body a little bit. You don't want them tucked in directly back, putting it out at an angle. My knees are relatively at a 90-degree angle. Get into the hips a little bit more. So if this is enough of a stretch here, you can keep it right here. Settle in, let things relax here. And then if you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can come forward, bringing your forehead towards your knee. Don't force it. Relax into it. This is a very deep stretch for many people, so stay within your means. And in this case, yes, you are allowed to let the spine roll forward. If you feel a spot where your body resists against you, back up and relax back into it. Don't fight. Don't fight. Let's bring it back up. Untangle yourself. A little shake out. Do the other side. Right knee, the actual right knee this time, lined up with the hip. Left one stacks on top of it to the best of your ability, which could look quite different from how I look compared to how somebody else looks. Of course it does. We're all different. We've been over that. All right, so find your center here. Relax into it here. If you've got really tight outer hip muscles, I know I do. This is a pretty intense stretch right here. So just want to relax into it. Let those muscles release a little bit. And as you are ready, willing, and able, and as it's appropriate for you, you can start to come forward. Now we'll bring it back up and relax those out. All right, so now we're going to get into the deeper inversions of our practice today as we're coming towards our end. So we're going to do a little take on shoulder stand, and then we're going to progress into plow. You, of course, do not have to do these. If you're uncomfortable doing that, you don't have to. If you don't want to invert today, you can invert in down dog if you want. You can stay on your mat with your knees hugged into your chest, or in any other pose or stretch that is comfortable and you'd like to spend a little more time in. While we are doing these variations of inversions, please don't turn your head to the side. We want to keep our neck nice and long and lengthened. We don't want to put that stress on it. You can also stop at any time along our progression. If it feels like it's going too far, something's going to get uncomfortable, roll right out of it and go to something that is more comfortable and appropriate for you for today. And that's totally fine. So this is not about pushing ourselves into something. We want to feel comfortable there. We want to be happy there. We want to enjoy the experience. So it should be a relaxing experience. So do what you need to do to be able to get that out of the ending of our practice today. All right, so we're going to start. Have your blocks handy for this first little take. We're going to roll it right on back. And lengthen the back of your neck. So you might have to bring your chin towards your chest a little bit. Not scrunched in, just in a little bit so that's nice and open and long. And we're going to take a block. Now you can do this at whatever height is comfortable. We're going to place it under our sacrum and our arms at our sides. If this is good for you, you can keep it right here. If you feel like you could take a little more, we're going to bring the right leg up. I'm a little worried my block's not going to hold me. Let's use two because these are really narrow. Okay. And then the left leg up. Here's our first little rendition of our shoulder stand. Keeping long through the spine and the back body, through the neck. We're open in our chest and shoulders, pressing into the ground. And we'll bring one foot down, and then the other. Slide the blocks out, unless you decide that that is where you'd like to keep it for today. You can certainly do that. Those to the side. See what I'm doing? I'm going to roll the knees into the chest. You can rock side to side a little bit. Give the low back a little massage before we really deepen our stretch. And we're going to roll knees to our forehead, hands at the base of our spine on the low back. Now don't crush down into your chest, into your neck. Stay long. Lengthen those feet up towards the ceiling as it's comfortable. Keeping that length in the neck. If you're comfortable here and you want to take it a little further, inhale the right foot towards the floor. And exhale, bring it back up. And then the left. Keep the pelvis even. Don't let it follow the leg that comes down. And then, if you're comfortable, lower that right leg down. And the left one comes down to meet it to our plow pose. Still really tight here. Keeping long through the spine. Relax the knees by the ears. Hands back on the low back. We gently roll out of it. Bring your arms out to your side. Just let your knees fall down to the right. Bring any remaining tension right out. Relax the back after that deep stretch. And turn the knees to center. And then over to the other side. Bring them back to center. Extend those legs out. Bring the arms overhead, hands together. Nice deep inhale. Gathering up all your tension, flex all your muscles. Make a face, hold it, hold everything. Exhale and release. Let it all go. And your arms to your sides. Turn the shoulder blades under. And take Shavasana. And if you'd like, you can roll it over onto your right or left side to the fetal pose. Let's bring it back up to seated. Nice and tall. Maybe we're even a few millimeters taller now. We've got some nice length through our spine. We've brought our lymph up into the head and upper body. Rinsed it back out and down. Relax some tension and stress away. Excuse me. And now the sun's starting to come up. How appropriate. Okay, let's inhale and lengthen one final time. And exhale to the heart center. Namaste. Thanks for joining today. Hopefully you enjoyed our take on immune boosting inversions. And we'll see you next time.